Okay, here we are at the Friends of Butte Creek Salmon Hole, the Centerville area of Upper Butte Creek. We're going to take a little salmon tour here. Got my famous drift boat here. It's never been out of this pool. My name is Alan Harthorn, Executive Director of Friends of Butte Creek. Our role in the big picture is to raise awareness of spring run salmon and let people know that this is the last best run of wild Chinook spring run salmon in California. And salmon are a very unique species in the bigger scheme of our environment here, because the vast majority of their life and probably 99% of their growth takes place out in the ocean. So essentially they're harvesting ocean food, squid, sardines, krill, which make them red. And then the real miracle of the whole thing is that those adult fish come back up here to spawn, and most people think of it as just, well, they're coming back to lay their eggs and create the next generation. But in fact, after the fish spawn, they all die, and those fish basically just dissolve into the environment, and the nutrients that they've brought back from the ocean begin cycling through the entire ecosystem here. Just felt like this was the kind of place where I wanted to be. Bought this house in 1997 and moved down here onto the creek. Realized we had this incredible salmon hole just upstream of our house here, and when that property became available 10 years ago, we purchased that property primarily to protect it from anybody else developing it. When the first big crash of the fall run fish happened, Butte Creek in fact had one of our better runs with almost 11,000, over 11,000 fish. So while I think there were only 55,000 fall run hatchery fish that came back, but Butte Creek had over 11,000 wild fish that came back. So about 16% of the entire population of salmon were the wild ones here in Butte Creek. Butte Creek's runs have dropped dramatically as well, which to me indicates something between here and the ocean that is causing the problem. And there's a lot of speculation about delta conditions, delta flows, and I suspect that that may be a significant part of why we're seeing a decline in the fish right now. Come on! I just feel like everybody has to do everything they can to try and keep these fish from going extinct, and this is a point in my life where I have some time to devote to this, and I'm fortunate enough to live here and to own this piece of property, and it's just something that I feel there's a reason for me to be here, and that's to raise awareness of these fish and try to inspire people to do everything they can to keep them from disappearing. So this is the last best run, and we're doing things that we know will have a negative impact on the future of these fish. And it just seems that this is one place where we really need to be using the cautionary principle in our development planning to make sure that we protect these fish for future generations.